What's up, everybody? Welcome to the August 31st edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays, presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, use the promo code AWESOMO when you sign up and make a deposit at PrizePicks. You'll receive one free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. You'll also receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 on that first deposit. We have a 9-game MLB slate tonight. And as usual, we're going to take a look at 3 of the top tournament stacks and 3 of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on the Stokastic.com website. Starting with the top stacks, number 3, the Seattle Mariners are taking on Tyler Alexander tonight in Detroit. Favorable park shift for the Mariners, and they're facing a really bad pitcher in Alexander. He's only struck out 12.8% of hitters with a 5 xFIP as a starter this year. The Mariners' active roster has a 110 WRC plus and 158 ISO. Plenty of right-handed power in this lineup that can take advantage of Alexander, and he hasn't been good against lefties either, so you can target him with whatever lefties they run out as well. The Mariners are projected for 10% ownership with a 9% chance of being the top scoring stack and a 9% chance of being the top value stack. Number 2, the Philadelphia Phillies are taking on Tommy Henry tonight in Arizona. Negative park shift for the Phillies, but still a good matchup against the rookie left-hander. Henry so far this year has only struck out 16.4% of hitters with a 5.13 xFIP. The Phillies are projected for 9% ownership with a 12% chance of being the top scoring stack. Their active roster has a 107 WRC plus and 170 ISO so far this season. And number 1, the Toronto Blue Jays are taking on Luke Farrell tonight in Toronto. Farrell has only struck out 15.8% of hitters with a 4.12 xFIP so far this season. The Blue Jays' active roster has a 111 WRC plus and 160 ISO. They're currently projected for 11% ownership, but have a 13% chance of being the top scoring stack. Now, before we move on to the top 3 tournament pitchers, we do have a new promo code for viewers of these videos. That promo code is ADAMMLB. You can find it at the top of the screen. Use it and get 50% off Stokastic Plus weekly. This offer is available for new users only, but if you haven't already signed up for Stokastic Plus, take advantage of the promo code, get yourself 50% off. You'll get access to behind the paywall data, including the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool that I reference in these videos. So again, that's promo code ADAMMLB. Use it and get yourself 50% off Stokastic Plus weekly. Now taking a look at 3 of the top tournament pitchers. Number 3, Gerrit Cole, $11,100 price tag, taking on the Los Angeles Angels in Anaheim. Cole is projected for 29% ownership with a 12% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. He's number 3 on this list because while he is overowned, he has a really good chance of being the top scoring pitcher relative to almost every other pitcher on the slate except for one. This is just a slate where top-end pitching is far and away better than the rest of the pitchers, so it's hard to recommend 3 pitchers ahead of Gerrit Cole. Even if he is going over-owned, I expect that where I have him, I will just be more contrarian with my bats. He has a 32% strikeout percentage and 2.79 xFIP this year. He's taking on the Angels, who have a 24.8% strikeout percentage on their active roster. Number 2, Kyle Wright, $10,800 price tag, so only $300 less expensive than Cole. He's been solid this year, but not nearly as good as Gerrit Cole has. Wright has only struck out 24% of hitters with a 3.3 xFIP, but he does have an excellent matchup against the Rockies, who have a 78 WRC plus and 23.1% strikeout percentage on their active roster outside of Coors Field this season. And while he doesn't project quite as well as Cole, Wright is only projected for 5% ownership compared to Cole's 29%, with an 8% chance of being the top scoring pitcher compared to Cole's 12%. And number 1, Jacob deGrom, $12,000, so $900 more expensive than Cole, projected for 19% ownership with a 15% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. DeGrom is the best pitcher in baseball. I don't think there's much argument about that when he's healthy. 44.7% strikeout percentage through 5 starts this season, struck out 45% or so of hitters last season, 1.25 xFIP. He does have a brutal matchup against the Los Angeles Dodgers, who have a 121 WRC plus and 21.8% strikeout percentage on their active roster. But at less ownership, basically 2/3 the ownership of Gerrit Cole, I am happy to take my chances on Jacob deGrom, who is still the highest projected pitcher on tonight's slate. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the Seattle Mariners; number 2, the Philadelphia Phillies; number 1, the Toronto Blue Jays. And the top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Gerrit Cole; number 2, Kyle Wright; and number 1, Jacob deGrom.